hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be Stork and a Larva here on Blue Storm. Bottom left, it's our Zerg player. It is a Larva. He is an ASL champion from 2021. And in the top right, it is Stork. Stork won an IEF championship against Terror back in 2009, an OSL in 2008, a Blizzard Invitational in 2008, and a WCG, World Cyber Games Championship in 2007. So, two excellent players here. It's a ZVP here on Blue Storm. I kind of feel like this map is a disadvantage for Zerg because there are so few places to expand, and they are, you know, just very hard to defend. So, I don't think I've cast a ZVP on this map for a while. I cast some ZVTs on it just a minute ago. Well, time has no meaning, right? Maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. And Terror the Overlord moving out. Terror the Overlord merch at falconpaladin.store. Got a Kakaru flying around in the fog of war. And this is a two-player map. So this little probe is up to something. Again, it's an RJB replay sent to me over Discord. Check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Give him a sub. Like one of his videos. Leave a comment saying Falcon sent ya. And thanks for all the replays. Okay, so just scouting. Just scouting. Is this probe over pool opening here from Larva? And are we going to go... Okay, I was going to say Nexus first. Nope. Just Forge. And yeah, it's pretty much pretty difficult to wall off your natural if you're a Protoss or Terran. This is easy to wall off, but man, this is a wide ramp. We'll see. We'll see how Stork tackles that problem. A pylon blocking the expansion here is Stork. Yeah, hope everything is going well with everyone today. Things are good in the Falcon Paladin household. My kid just signed up for a summer band thing this summer. He's very excited about it. He plays the clarinet. It's his first year doing it this year. And yeah, he's very excited to continue to get better at it. I think he's first chair in his class right now. But I mean, it's first year, 7th grade stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so... he's excited to continue doing it in the summer months. I did summer band when I was a kid. I played the trumpet in my junior high school, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. And it was a pretty fun time. It wasn't too bad. I believe the focus of the summer band program at my school was basically like summer blockbuster songs, right? Soundtracks, like from Jurassic Park and from like Star Trek and Star Wars. A lot of John Williams stuff going on in there just because he is such a prolific composer, especially for those big films. Anyway, that was just a good memory. Felt like sharing. So third base top left here from Larva. Sees that the expansion is coming in from Stork. Fine, and gets his natural base up here too. I assumed that this was canceled by Stork before it finished. Or maybe the Ling... I don't think the Lings had to kill it. If the Lings had to kill it, they would have not gotten up there as soon as they did. So yeah, not even walled off at the front here. Just got to keep an eye on if there's Lings, like a Ling flood coming. This probe's job is to see if there's any Lings like coming across the map, or we're going for a fast lair, and the answer is yes. Probe makes it all the way inside to see what's what. That drone micro is pretty good, man. Just got close enough to see. That's all. Just close enough to see there's a lair here. Look at this juking this probe is exhibiting for us right now. Look at that. Shields regenerating. Super. Oh, never mind. Lings caught you and died. You're doing so well, too. All right, what do we got? Cybercore on the way from the Protoss. Nothing too crazy about that one at all. Let's see what else is going on, as this is kind of a standard opening, right? Going to be a Stargate, going to be Corsairs, going to be a Spire probably, going to be some Scourge, maybe some MUTAS, hopefully not, says Falcon in his heart of hearts. NBA playoffs still happening. Some pretty good stuff. I got to say, my current theory, the one thing I'm noticing about the playoffs right now is the remaining teams... right? It's 8 teams remaining. Every one of them has just a massive flaw. Like, none of them are, I feel like, champions we've had in the past, where it's just like, you can count on the top 3 players to show up. Like, their defense is good, their offense is good all the time, you know? As the Zealot tries to harass his third base, but the Ling's pretty good Zealot micro, but not enough to survive the onslaught of those Lings. Whereas every team in the playoffs now is just like, well, there's this major problem you have, and boy golly, is that going to keep you from winning a championship? Maybe. And you'd feel worse about it, except every other team has a flaw too, like a big one. Like Golden State's flaw is that Clay's not Clay anymore. Jordan Poole sucks. It's like you can't rely on those dudes. Andrew Wiggins has been really inconsistent. Okay, that's a problem. The Lakers, AD, and LeBron are super old. LeBron can't play at full 100% capacity anymore, so that's a major problem you have to worry about. The Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray just won't show up sometimes in games. And, like, Jokic will, but those guys won't every time, and that's a major problem, too. Like, the Celtics just have games where they're guys, right? Like, Jaylen Brown might not have a great game. It's just... you can't count on their stars from game to game there. Miami's just like, well, if Jimmy Butler can be in superhero mode, yeah, they can win games, but no, like he can't do that every single night. And the Sixers have to rely on Harden, who's historically been just bad in clutch situations in the playoffs his entire career. And then Joel Embiid has injury concerns and issues. Am I forgetting somebody else? And then the Knicks. Like the Knicks just have Julius Randle, who's not reliable either. So, I mean... yeah, this is my entire point. Nice, drones finish off that Zealot. So a bit of Zealot harass. I like it, man. Just keep sending Zealots at the Zerg player and see if they can handle it. I personally cannot handle this. If you want to defeat Falcon in a PvZ, just send like a bunch of Zealots at him for the first 5 or 6 minutes and he will forget to macro. He won't get a third base. The Zealots will get like 18 drone kills and he will just fall apart crying. Hey, look who made MUTAS! RJB, I swear. If you keep sending me replays where Zergs make MUTAs against a Corsair opening Protoss, we're just going to have words, I think is what's going to happen here. You got to stop doing this, man. It is not good for my heart. It is not good for my physical heart or my emotional heart, man. Is he getting +1? And he's getting... of course, he's getting +1 attack. Great. So, look, the win rate of Zerg players who go Mutalisks against a Corsair opening Protoss is pretty bad. But it's even worse if it happens... oh, look, here they are. The Corsairs are here, and none of them are dead. It's even worse if the Corsair player is going for +1 attack, which is happening. +1 air weapons coming in right now. The good news for me and for Zerg players everywhere is that Larva doesn't seem to be making any more Mutas, which is awesome. He made a handful of them. They're good for kind of cleaning up Zealots out in the middle of the map. They're not intended to really kill the Corsairs. That's what the Scourge are for. And he's going into Hydras now. I like it. I'm a big fan. Some DTs in production. I thought maybe this Templar Archives would be for fast Storm, but instead it is not, which is intriguing. The longer Storm doesn't exist, the better Hydras are going to be here. So good. So Larva, fine. I'm fine with making 4 Mutas that help deal with the Zealot pressure. And then the rest of it's in Hydras and getting into Lurkers and getting up to a Hive and Dark Swarm and Plague and stuff, right? All this is very, very good. If you show up with a ton of Hydras, the Corsairs are like, ah, yes, all of the resources spent on us. Not great. Not a great amount of resources. In fact, Scourge here, Hydra's here protecting. Ling Muta. There are overlords around here. DTs have announced their presence with mighty swipes of their blades. Man, that Corsair ball is big. There's 6 of them already. There's another one in production on that Stargate too. Overlord speed would... just starting faster Overlord speed. Okay, well... so chasing down these DTs, it's DT Corsair play. I mean, there's too many Hydras for that to really work. The Corsairs and the DTs both recognize that because they're controlled by Stork, and he's like, blah. Blah, 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 blah. More gateways on the way. Storm has finally gotten started here from Stork here at about 8 minutes, recognizing, yeah, that was his reaction, right? It's Overlord speed in reaction to the DTs, and then it is Storm in reaction to the number of Hydras that Stork scouted here. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, did I mention the Suns? I don't think I mentioned the Suns. Yeah, so the Suns' weakness is basically that KD and Book like go supernova every night, especially Booker, then they can win. But if Booker is pedestrian and only has 28 points instead of 40, it's really tough for them to win. They just rely way too much on KD and Booker. And that's a weakness. It really is. So, I don't know. Whoever wins a title this year is just going to be like a flawed champion. And sometimes we get those. And sometimes the champions are just incredibly difficult to take down and very, very strong. I guess it's the same thing in StarCraft, right? Like somebody like Flash wins an ASL, wins a major tournament. It's like, okay, that is just an all-around amazing, insanely good player. Ling run by. You know, maybe somebody else will win one, like Royal. Like Royal wins an ASL, and is he like, does he have any weaknesses in his game? Yeah, he's got some weaknesses you can take advantage of. They didn't bite him enough so that he couldn't win the ASL, right? Just, I don't know. I've never seen an NBA season where the playoffs have so everyone has a major flaw. That's my entire point here today. That's it. I'm going to stop talking about the NBA now because I know most of you don't care. Some of you do. Most of you are like, ball sports, blah. But you know what? I love all sports. Ball sports and esports. I love StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Like, I don't know. I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. I appreciate good, whatever it is. Just preference, right? Lurker aspect is on the way. Storm is done. High Templar exists. Storm's available on those guys. Overlord a little bit late. Beautiful split on that Storm. Yeah, the Overlord's dying would be really nice for this engagement. One of them goes down. God, dodging Storms while trying to focus Corsairs that are trying to kill your Overlords really sucks. So much Storm defending this third base. Yeah, the number of High Templar here was a little bit nuts. And guess what? There's another Storm available. You want to go in there with your remaining like 12 Hydras? No, I don't blame you. Right, so fourth base is about done here from Larva. Third base for the Protoss is coming up on the right side. More and more Hydras being produced here. And yes, at this stage of the game, Hydras are great. Especially if you can dodge Storm on some level. Or at an elite level, if you're Larva, for example. So that's nice. Yeah, I like these MUTAS. Just like, I don't know, maybe we'll get turned into Guardians at some point and we can die then. That'd be fine, I suppose. But yeah, the point is, Hydra Lurker, great. But at this stage of the game where Storm is out, right? You really need to start teching into Hive. Larva, where is your queen's nest? Where could it be? All right, man. Larva just wants to do this thing. It's a lot of speed lots, and it's a lot of Storm. +2 attack on those lots. The Hydras are at +1 attack, speed, range done. Yeah, this is a really nice anti-Hydra comp right now. Speed lots, chew them up. Storm chews them up, electrifies them up, I guess is maybe a better way to express that. Yeah, Zealot's just getting a lot of nice surface area here, and if you want to stand and fight, the Storms catch you. You gotta kite, 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 kite. It's hard to do against speed lots. They're so darn fast. Corsairs want that Overlord. They can't get the Overlord, and the Lurkers have arrived on the battlefield. Good answer there. Ooh, that High Templar gonna die. Good snipe. Good snipe on that High Templar. Not that that's hard because they are lagging behind the rest of the army. They're very slow compared to speed lots and even compared to Archons. So, you know, if you're chasing a Protoss army, High Templar pickoffs are not that hard to pull off. Observatory on the way. Seems a little bit late considering we're at 13 minutes and it was a lot of Hydras and you had to assume that Lurkers would be involved here at some point. Queen's Nest. Look. And Hive timing. 13 minutes. Fine. I'm accepting this for Larva. Third base takes a... Oh my gosh, can it... That Storm is so good. It's a 4-kill High Templar, man. Hydra blood and bones and carcasses all over this ramp right now. Big Zealot Corsair attack coming up the left side. There are no Sunkens up here. Well, there's enough Hydras, I guess. And the Zealots agree. There are enough Hydras. Ooh, these Zealots just need to go. And they are. They're just fleeing from their tormentors. As one does. Okay, Lurkers harassing on the ramp now. Vulnerable to Storm as per usual. And you know where they are because the spines are visible even if the Lurkers themselves are not. And Storm will catch those guys if they're underground. It's nice. I like Larva's position quite a bit here at 14 minutes, honestly. It's got a Hive coming in. Got a ton of Hydras. Working on more upgrades for those guys. Really keeping Stork from feeling like a fourth base is all that viable for him. Yeah, focusing the Lurkers down with Zealot Archon, with the Dragoons, because Dragoons at this stage of the game are amazing. Snipe on that Obs would be good. Ooh, that was bait. Did he bring... Oh, he didn't even get the Obs either. God, that hurts. Really hurts. All right, so Dragoon stage of the game here is pretty strong for the Protoss until Dark Swarm comes out. Hive is done. Larva making a Defiler Mound would be super hot. He is getting a 5th base down here at the south, which is nice, but that's going to be difficult. It is really difficult to get any more bases than this as a Zerg player on this map. So we'll see if Larva can pull it off. Expanding up here would be cool, but hard to defend. Expanding bottom right. There's a base down here. Just trust me on that. The Dark Swarm is the Fog of War is hiding it at the moment. Adrenal's on the way. I love that. Yes, of course Falcon loves Adrenal, but what I'd really like to see is a Defiler mound, though, Larva. But okay. I'll trust you, I guess. You've been pretty smart this game. Just a handful of mutas. Didn't go crazy on them. Didn't give the Corsairs a ton of damage output. Went right into Hydras. Defiler mound is now coming in. Okay. So I guess what he wanted to get first was Adrenal. Make a few more Hydras and things. All right. Hydra flank up there. And, small group heading down bottom right. Naked expand from Stork. Are you insane? That's a canceled base, good sir. Come on. Can't expand against Larva and just expect to get away with it. It's a risk. It's a calculated risk, right? Oh, that's not enough zealots to handle this many lings, that's for sure. I'm really confused by that. Stork's like, I can save it. No, you can't. Stork is like, okay, there's a window here where Dark Swarm is not available, and a Dragoon Storm army is going to be insanely good. I don't know about pulling back from this position. I guess you don't like attacking up the high ground with lurkers there, though. It's a reasonable concern to have right now. Big engage here. Just tons of Dragoon fire. Tons of Hydra. Storms up all over the place. Yeah, like I said, Dragoons, they will battle pretty nicely. Just now the Adrenalings are here with +0 attack upgrades. They're working on +1. Calm down, Falcon. Oh, sent more zealots down to try to secure this bottom right position. All right. Reasonable. 129 to 124 supply here. Hydra is very cheap on supply. Very cost effective at this stage of the game. Consume on the way. I think Larva might just have enough of an economy to do this thing. Stork's at 3 bases. Adrenalings are jumping in. Adrenalings versus your zealots. Not a battle you really want to get into, even if you have +3 attack and the Lings have +0 attack, because Adrenal is an insanely overpowered upgrade. It really changes the flow and the power balance. Oh, man, yeah. In every matchup. It's a good upgrade, although these all died without really getting a lot done, huh? Drop, maybe? Nope. Corsair. Nice. 134 to 133 supply. Even here, Larva has a worker advantage, though, so army supply is not as big. Another attack heading bottom right. Oh, Stork is just really distracted by this middle stuff. And is he going to let that finish? Nah, no reason to let that finish. Forces a cancel here. Okay, so Larva playing the game right now, denying the 4th base of Stork. Getting those upgrades, getting consumed. The first Dark Swarm of the day is going to pop out here sooner rather than later. And Stork has not really been able to get any kind of pressure on these outlying bases of Larva at all. Like, none of these hatcheries have any HP taken off of them. There's been no serious assault on the 6 o'clock base at all. Ling's kind of trying to keep an eye on this army. If Stork can pull this thing off from this point, I'm going to be pretty impressed. He either needs to get this 4th base, like really needs to get this 4th base now, or he needs to kill a base of Larvas. These are the options available to him at this stage of the game. Plague's on the way. Catching a great plague on this group would be so sick. I think feeling Dark Swarm now. First one of the day. Ready, Defiler? There it is. First Dark Swarm of the day. Dragoons are like, ah. Well, I mean, I guess we get attacks to the stuff outside the Dark Swarm. Send the Zealots in. Get that Swarm. Get the Psionic Storm in there, too. It just turns into, you know, Dark Swarm's a big target for your Psionic Storm Protoss players. For Terran, it means run away. But for you, it means storm here. It's a big red target. It's nice. I love the sunken going under the wall here. And not something you see a lot in StarCraft. But yeah, man. Larva is continuing to increase in power right now. 160 to 132 supply. Stork just not happy about this 3-base scenario. He's mined out of his main. His natural is not super hot. Good play, Goo. is just too much red. Look at the map right now. Look at the mini-map, and you tell me who's going to win this game, red or blue? And the answer is red. Just way up in supply. He's got Plague, he's got Dark Swarm, he's got all the pieces to the puzzle. He's got Adrenal, he's got +1 for those little guys now, and +2's on the way. The Protoss is at +3, +1, but at some point, upgrades being what they are, Adrenal is just going to be the game changer here against a, you know, a largely Dragoon Zealot army. Okay, so Stork trying to defend this base. Ling's getting into the third base, though, and Adrenal Lings with +1 very quickly making work of that Nexus, but the Storm does not save it. The Storm almost saves the Nexus. There's like 3 Lings left when that happens. Overlord's coming in to try to deal with the shenaniganry here, and Stork's in trouble, man. He just lost his third. His fourth base does not exist. This group of Zealots is having a pretty good time, honestly. Yeah, look, Adrenal Lings are great, but in a 1-to-1 scenario, 1 Zealot for 1 Ling, not enough to overcome that. Stork sends his entire army down to the fourth to defend it because he needs to do that. And he does. He wipes out everything threatening this base. It's taken 0 damage. The third base, Stork doesn't have enough money to rebuild it. Maybe doesn't even want. He needs to. He needs to rebuild it, though. But this is a big swarm. This is the stage of the game where Zerg, you can see the minimap, just big swarms of Lings and Defilers and Hydras and Lurkers running across the map, going after some of these long-distance mining probes. That's a distraction, but the Dark Swarm is up. And then the... No. Don't... Just kill the Nexus or the probes. Don't attack these Archons. You don't need to do that, guys, although this one's almost dead. That'd be cool to kill him. 10 HP. Yeah, man. Zealot Archon. Oh, that Archon went down. Okay, Lurkers show up. Say, do you have any... I think that might just be your GG right here. Bam. Lurkers set up. And, yep, that's it, man. Stork saw it. GG's, and Larva is your winner here in 2201. Very, very well played there by Larva. An excellent display of how to play ZVP. Right? If there's a lot of Zealot pressure coming your way early in the game, sure, make a few MUTAS, 4 or 5, help dissuade that from happening, but, you know, just add Scourge to the comp. Get upgrades, go to Hydras, go to Lurkers. Eventually, sure, not super fast, but not super late either. Get a Queen's Nest, get a Hive, get that Dark Swarm, get that Plague, get that Adrenal, continue working on upgrades all the time. And just keep map vision, right? Keep the pressure on the Protoss player. Try to win enough in the middle that Stork doesn't feel comfortable enough to assault any of your bases at all. This is, man, this may be the first... Oh, look at him expanded the 12 o'clock too. Good grief. Good golly, that's insane. But yeah, I mean, look at this. When's the last time we saw a ZVP where every one of the Zerg's bases took no damage? I can't even think of it. I cannot think of the last ZVP I cast where that was the case. Just none. There was some Zealot pressure down here in the natural base, but he was going after drones and attacking Lings and stuff. I don't think he attacked the hatchery at all. But yeah, no bases assaulted at all. That's because Larva went so fast into Hydras. So many Hydras that even small groups of Zealots attacking this third base couldn't deal with it. And yeah, when the third base was all that there was, and the fourth base is under attack from multitudes, and the attack on the third was super key there too. I think Stork stays in longer if he's able to hang on to that third base, even if the fourth is gone, but nope. So, end of the day, Larva gets a nice win, 169,000 points to 155 in favor of the Zerg, outproducing the Protoss player by a 7-to-2 ratio, kill death ratio about a 5-to-2. Structures raised, 9 in favor of Larva, 0 buildings killed, 0 buildings taking hardly any damage either, and then outspending the Protoss player by 12,000 resources in 22 minutes is really going to be enough. It's going to be enough pretty much every time. So, GG, man. That was some super, super killer stuff from Larva. One of the better ZVPs we've seen executed on the channel. So, nice job by him. And that's going to be it for me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.